Weeks of reprints and remeasurements. A case that finally barely fits. This right here, this off-the-shelf Waveshare CM5 IO wireless base, 53 bucks. This is what opens up a whole new world of opportunity while also undermining all of that effort. Headwaters is the edge computer at the heart of my trail current rig. The previous version was built from Waveshare parts so that others could source and assemble their own. So this new one needed to check 5 distinct boxes. Does it take 7 to 36 volt input? Trail current runs on lithium power and it can range in voltages from 11 to 15 depending on solar and loads being applied. This board just takes it. Check. Does it have CAN bus? Everything in trail current talks CAN. Every switch, every light, every sensor, and Headwaters bridges CAN to MQTT so the whole rig runs without a router. Built right in, 2 screw terminals, 2 wires. Check. Does it have NVMe? Headwaters logs everything the rig does. Way faster than an SD card. Doesn't corrupt on a bad shutdown. Check. Does it have a real-time clock and battery holder? The rig sits in storage for months. If GPS signal is lost, every scheduled automation continues to function normally. Check. Does it have screw terminals for the GPIOs? Our modules handle their own I/O, but when I want to add something later, a button, a sensor, a relay, no soldering. Check. Uh-oh. All that effort I spent on my design. The plug-in for FreeCAD that let me embed the DTM connector, the decorative touches that were becoming signature on trail current modules, all gone. I'm telling you, I was as excited about the find as I was disappointed that new trail current builders would never get the chance to experience all my efforts. Progress calls though. So I continued to go through the checklist. Does it have room for the active cooler? Our test rig has been seeing temperatures of 104 degrees. This is non-negotiable. Check. Wait, it has the room, but does it have the connector to control the fan through a PWM signal? Yes, it does. Check. Wait, does it have a way to put it into image loading mode? Sure enough, it does. A little switch right here. Flip it up, you're in image load mode. Flip it back when you're done, and it boots up normally. Check. So I pulled the trigger and I ordered one with my own money. It arrived, and as is becoming norm with these Waveshare industrial products, it exceeded my expectations. It's opening up all kinds of new opportunities, which leaves me wondering, why didn't I find this sooner? One that I'm really excited about, although we're not using it yet, is the second M.2 slot. Yes, a second M.2 slot. This one isn't for storage though, but rather a 4G, 5G cellular connectivity, complete with a SIM card slot, or LoRa. This has my wheels turning already. Should I make Headwaters our internet router too? Could I run OpenWRT directly as a Docker container and completely eliminate an item from our BOM? Or do I use a LoRa module and enable Fireside beyond Wi-Fi ranges? The possibilities are endless. Then in researching the 4G, 5G modems that fit into that slot, it turns out many of those come with GNS capabilities. So now I'm wondering, do I remove bearing as a separate module and incorporate it into it? Wait, hold on, this is getting out of hand. Back to the original question. Can this board actually replace the sandwich? The stack of the Waveshare base with the CM5 and the hat sitting on top. Migration was one line in the image config for the different CAN controller. Flash, boot, test. PWA and tile server up first try. Lights toggle, thermostat responds, GPS on the map, CAN in, MQTT out, identical to the old build. Sure enough, check, check, check. A few things that I noticed after unboxing. Same 4-hole mounting pattern as my custom case, drop-in swap. Peregrine, our voice assistant, and Playbill, our 10-foot experience, talk to this over Ethernet at 1 gigabit. Plenty of speed. Built-in terminators for both RS-485 and CAN, so I can probably simplify wiring even further, but I'll leave that for another day. MIPI CSI and DSI connectors, so facial recognition or a direct touch display stay on the table for future builds, and for folks running a home assistant setup rather than in a vehicle, DIN rail mounts built right in. SD card slot, so maybe we'll want to use that if there's a desire to load configs from there. Wait, we've already got that covered in our PWA. This is the problem with the Waveshare devices. Each time I get one, I find so many more features than what I was even looking for that I can't stop thinking of how it enables new possibilities in our project. Potential for new things, making existing things easier or more convenient. That's why I highly recommend reading through their exhaustive documentation very thoroughly, either before or, like me, after you make a purchase. This same type of experience happened when we purchased their 8-channel relay device. It arrived and was capable of even more, which enabled us to do more with it. So the verdict? Well, I will sit and look at my special case design for months to come. But we will be updating Headwaters on our website to just buy this device, place the CM5 on top of it, attach the active cooler, flash your NVMe, and put 4 screws back in. Off the shelf definitely wins. With Headwaters moving to this, we are getting closer and closer to all off the shelf. For my hard work, that's disappointing. For others looking to build their own trail current system, it just got easier. And who else is this a great fit for? In-vehicle edge devices, home automation, especially home assistant users, anyone with tight space requirements, anyone whose read-write volume is more than an SD card can handle, and anyone who doesn't need all 40 of the Pi's GPIO pins, because this board does not expose all of them. So if this video was helpful in you deciding whether or not this device is right for your project, be sure to give it a great big thumbs up. If you haven't already, please be sure to click that subscribe button and the bell notification so that you get notified and don't miss a single one of our stories of our wasted time and effort, saving you the same. Links to all the items in this video, as well as our website and our GitHub repository, will be in the description down below. And until next time, remember, it is your vehicle, your data, Wilderness Wired.